Hello, kit heads. Welcome back. We are Talking Kit, the home of the greatest football kit content in the whole entire world. And yes, we are back for another amazing episode of Desert Island Kits. I am Double A. And yeah, we've got another person from the kit community come to chat with us and hopefully try and scour the mind and pick 5 shirts that they would take with them if they were to be stranded on a desert island. We've had some great episodes so far. And I'm excited to get into another collector, someone I've only recently kind of fell into and seen what their collection is. And let me tell you, he's probably got some stories for us today. It's going to be an amazing. He's nodding already. He knows what's going to go down. So, yeah, without any further ado, before we get into our guest, obviously you can see him. Be sure, if you haven't already, and it is your first time Talking Kit, smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. It's free. And, you know, I feel like I keep saying it. This channel is a big year for it. It's bubbling. I feel like people are starting to get on board. And why not get on board yourself and become a kit head? And if you want to as well, because like I said, there's loads of content coming, smash that bell notification for every time we release a new video. That's enough for me. Then let's get into this week's guest and this episode's guest and find out a bit more about them before we find out their 5 shirts. It is Ross Kenny. His Instagram's there for you, so go and check him out. Hi, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Yeah, looking forward to it. Got plenty to show you, like you say, plenty of stories. So, lots to cover. Lots to cover.
That's always good. Like I say, we don't want anyone coming here and have to drag out answers because that doesn't help anyone. And you said, you can talk and talk. That's what we want on this episode, mate. It's all fun about them stories. This is what we like to call the channel for the kit community. So we want all them people to tell all their stories and why shirts means so much for them. So if we find out a bit more about you, how long have you been collecting shirts for?
Right. So I'm in my 40s now. So I've been going since 94, 95. So
you say you've been collecting obviously since around 94. What's your number at? What's your body count for shirts now?
Oh, geez. I got enough for a small army. So I think I'm touching about 800.
Wow. 800 shirts.
Yeah. The 90s were good. Some of the, as in style as well, but there was a few sports shops. When I started, it was all on the pocket money. And some of these probably your viewers are going to look at and be like, wow. But I used to pick them up from JJB's like £15 a shirt. So used to say to mum like, oh, I'll have this one. I want a pocket money for a week or two, and then next one, and next one, and next one. And pocketed quite a lot early on. And then there was a bit of a lull for a bit. I mean, I used to get them when they used to do them one a year, birthday for one, Christmas for another one, and then like they were great.
Yeah.
And then I say it went quiet for a bit. When I paid off the credit card, I was kind of like, oh, I've got that much money in my pocket now. And then discovered eBay, and it's like you watch one, you buy one, one's still on the list, and then I was kind of like, well, not spending that money anymore, stick it on shirts. So then they're ballooned up to a slightly unhealthy 800-ish.
I mean, I often don't think about how hard it must be for collectors to do this. Obviously, I don't have to ever worry because I don't have to do it. I'm hosting it, but I don't really think for 800 shirts to pick 5. I apologize because that must have been rough.
Yeah, it was a bit catch-22 because so when we go through it, those 5 did generally come straight away.
Oh, okay.
But as I'm going along, I was like, right, but what about this one? And then I saw some of your guys had some shirts, and I was like, oh, they'd like this one. And the room I'm in at the moment is just vacuum bags everywhere, and I look at them and I think, oh, I could dig that one out of there, but actually, I could do a series, not an episode. You know what I mean?
Is there any that have kind of just missed out? Any honourable mentions? 2 or 3 that just missed the cut?
Yeah, there's loads. What missed the cut? I mean, people love this one. Long sleeve is a thing as well. Yeah, so there's a bit of a football shirt kit crime on some of these from my youth. I don't like, you used to cut out the names and stick them on and stuff, iron them on.
Oh yeah.
So I got Dixon for some reason. I think it was my mate was a fan. But that needs to become like 8 and Ian Wright with the Nike and all that. But people love that. Another beauty. I've got the away actually as well. So both long sleeve, but
mate.
Aspria, same birthday, so he's
Legend.
a legend.
Oh, absolute legend. Yeah, a great time for Newcastle kits as well in the 90s. They had
Yeah, definitely. They love it. So you got the Ronaldo, the R9.
Oh yeah.
Got the shorts and socks somewhere. This was an absolute bargain. I got that for 60 quid.
Wow.
Yeah, I
60.
know. Yeah, 60. Yeah, normally hundreds. But I tell you what, I've got to show you. Sorry, mate. I know you can see it. So we've got Newport Corinthians.
Yeah.
GLC sponsored, big Newport. Local supplier, Tour Sports.
Yeah.
I know they've got some shirts on classic football shirts. They got a Roger Stone with the tiny rebel on there.
Yeah.
But some of the designs, I've got four, not just that, but I've got 4 or 5 others. Like they do some good stuff on there.
Mate, I think the one you're wearing as well needs a shout out. I'm sorry.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah, Newport GLC. Yeah. This is when people talk about grails. Like I've been on the hunt for this. I didn't even like it when it first came out, 2005, 6, something like that.
Yeah.
And then what's it called? Over the years, it's like, oh, actually, and I've seen people wear it, people at Newport away, stuff like that. And even I go for a sports massage, and everyone, like, you know, it's like you talk to people, everyone eventually is like, he talks about kits.
Yeah.
Talking about kits. The massage lady was like, oh, my fella's got one of these shirts. It just sits in the bottom of the wardrobe. And I was like, what's he got? So she went and got it, one of these.
Joking.
And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, just sits in the bottom of the wardrobe. Like, I was like, if you want to sell it, let me know. But she was like, yeah. Never come around to it.
No.
And then where did this one come from? I think someone tipped me off. Or it was eBay. But either way, like, tip for everyone on eBay, always send a message, just say like, what would you sell it for now? What's your buy now price? Because this guy, I think he was like, oh, it's 200 quid. And I was like, it's a lot. I want it, but like, you got to be sensible. And then he said, oh, because I don't know what they go for. And I said, oh, well, I have seen them go for like 100, 150.
Yeah.
And in the end, I think we agreed 110, 120. So not cheap, but they go for more.
There's some honourable mentions then. So let's get into your file. Let's get to the nitty gritty, the bit we're here for, to see the 5 shirts you would take on a desert island. So let's go into shirt number 5. Tell us what it is and tell us why you it, mate.
So this is shirt number 5. Sheffield Wednesday 94, 95. Odd story getting this one because being a United fan, I wanted one of the later shirts in the list.
Yeah.
But mum and dad were like, oh, you're not really into football. Like, do you want something else? And I was like, no, not really, because I'd fallen in love. Like, didn't know. I was like a spotty 13-year-old who just discovered like football.
Yeah.
Ended up with the old Technic Lego. Not even a shirt. It's on a shelf in the bedroom in my dad's house somewhere. After that, it probably scarred me a little. It's probably their fault. They probably thought they'd do me a favor, and look what they've set off. Like, but, what's it called? JJB's, wonderful shop, still around in some version or a DW or whatever. In my youth, they used to do shirts like £15. You know, it must have been like the end of season sale thing that we do now.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what. Oh, I know why it struck me. Chris Waddle. Chris Waddle was the man. And none of this is going to make sense, but it will make sense in the end. So I must have been like, right, I'm going to get a shirt. It's cheap. I'll use some pocket money. It's all good. And then back in the day, they used to have like packets of the lettering, but you basically used to just have the stencil letters, draw it in blue, cut it out, iron it yourself and all that. The following is a little bit of a kit crime. I want to say I was in my teenage years, wouldn't do it so much now. Perhaps a good bit of foresight on the personal branding, but I went full name as well, not just surname, full name. And number 7, not number 8, but I think that was a Cantona nod rather than whoever was number 7 was Sheffield Wednesday, because I've got the away and I've got the 3rd, so it's like a amber and there's a black one, Puma King and all that. And I know on those 2 I've got number 8. So I obviously then realised Chris Waddle was 8. So let's say kit crime, really, you should get it removed, get it fully like Waddle and 8 and all that. But I've kind of had it for like 25, 30 years. So like, there's nostalgia attached to it now.
Yeah, as soon as you pulled that up, Chris Waddle was the player that springs to mind, and the early 90s in the Premier League, and that badge as well. I know they've changed the badge, but they need to go back to that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was getting to as well, because I've added since. I know we touched on it earlier on, but I do now have the shorts, and I do have the socks.
So that was number 5 on your list. Let's move on to number 4 and why you've chosen it, Ross.
Right, number 4. Seen it around a few times in the community, but it does tend to get a bit of love. Also, 94, 95 was a season Trevor Sinclair scored the bicycle kick.
Oh, yeah.
First long sleeve. Similar story to the JJBs. Out with a family. Went to a place, I think, in Swindon, MacArthur Glen, maybe. Some sort of outlet. Went into I don't even know why. We went into a view from shop. At best, I'm 15, 16. And I'm like, I've got the hook. I love kits.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Mum, this is long sleeve. I need to get it. Maybe about 15, 20 pound max.
Yeah.
Which, like, obviously now today's value of stuff. Another little bit of a kit crime. So we've got Trevor Sinclair.
Yeah.
But we've got T Sinclair because Mum maybe didn't put the names right in the middle. And we had to level that out.
See. But, good thinking to make sure it's level. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, like I say, I don't know because, God, it was a long time ago. I don't know whether I bought it pre or post the bicycle kick, but the bicycle kick definitely helped, making it a lot cooler to wear.
They were very famous sort of QPR kits, weren't they? The compact and the view from. I don't even know view from at a shop. That's new to me. When they were a proper Premier League club as well, you think of the players they had back in them days as well. That's a top. Like it's amazing to me that you're buying these shirts when they were out, and then now you've amassed absolute gold. To be fair, another great shirt, mate, for number 4. You got into number 3.
Number 3, right? This is by far the best one you'll ever see, ever. No lies. Like this is the one that started it all. And like I said, I had a friend in school. It was like a bar of soap. This kid, like we must have been 8, 9. You know, it's like you're running around chasing your mate. He's giving it all that. He's gone.
Dropping the shoulder. Gone.
He had it. He had it. Like I just whether it was just envy or whatever, but like this shirt stuck. And the things I would do for a long sleeve version, 11 gigs on the back.
Yeah.
I've even one day, right? I actually oldfootballshirts.com.
Oh yeah.
On there, someone had the long sleeve number 11.
Oh no way.
And I messaged the site and I was like, "Who's this guy? Is there any way of like hooking us up?"
Yeah.
Eventually, they did, and then when that class of '92 bought Salford, they had a match. So I'd been speaking to this guy, and I was like, "Look, I'm up for the match. Can I come over and just see the shirt? Just see it?" And he was in a flat in Wythenshawe or somewhere. He brought the shirt down, and I was like, "I know this is like if it was me, I'd be a bit super cautious because it was me and my flatmate at the time.
Yeah.
It's like, can I just put it on for a photo?" And like, I've got this photo, like it's like me, but my mate let me down. So I've got a picture. I'm like that big number 11.
Yeah.
I've got shirts, like the sun's blinding me, so I'm like this. It's one of them. I'm pulling it off my head. He's taking a photograph. He hasn't got like a, but I did manage to wear one.
Yeah, that's something, mate.
And I'm pretty sure Paul Ince has got one on his wall, or used to have one on his wall.
It's such a famous United shirt, and it's been imitated so many times. I think, you know, the fans are desperate for it to come back out in some form. Again, as a football shirt. But, I mean, the takeaway from that, mate, is not your story, even as amazing as it is of you trying on that man's shirt. I love the fact he has a story to tell about some random Welsh guy coming around to his house.
Oh, yeah. Lock the door.
Oh shit! I bet he tells that all the time in the pub. Oh mate, do you remember that Welsh guy? Come on, yeah, I do. Yeah, mate. Hopefully you get one. I'd love for you to get that because that would be. I'm guessing that's sort of grail.
Yeah. Well, someone said to me, like to get that one. So if someone said this is Ryan Giggs' match worn,
Yeah.
Would you give up all of these for that one? And
Would
I
you?
don't know if I would.
I mean, for the one shirt, 800 for one shirt is something.
As a bargain, it is a bargain. And then I overthink it. I'm like, well, I could sell some of these, get the money, buy that one, keep the rest. And to finish, I also have the full kit.
That's cracking. I mean, again, like I say, you know, such a famous United shirt, even though it was out for 1 or 2 seasons, the impression it's left on football shirt culture, you know, it's widely used all the time. And again, like I say, United fans desperate for some way of it coming back. And think of how they've done the snowflake one a couple of times in different ways, but that one is the one United fans want. And I'm hoping once the
Glazers are gone,
go, it comes back in some way or form. It'd be
yes, please. I'm all over that training range.
So let's get into shirt number 2. We're getting close to your number 1, but let's get into number 2.
This one is unique. This is why it's unique. 2000s Wales Lotto.
Yeah.
As you can see, fully squad signed.
Oh, mate.
Long sleeve.
Sleeve as well.
And until very recently, a mystery about number 16.
Okay.
So I'll give you the backstory. I had a peer of eBay, but now I just tend to get them like original from supplier because I don't have to worry about fakes. Fakes is an issue. Hate fakes. On eBay, seen it. So I've also like the United for Wales, not including goalkeeper, from 1990 to today. Whole lot. Yeah. Home red, away yellow. And I saw this and I was like, because it doesn't happen now with Wales and United, where I'm like, oh, I haven't got that one. So I've seen it and I was like, oh my God. And then seen the signatures, seen a long sleeve. They didn't release long sleeve to the public. So I was like, oh, player.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a layer. So when Mark Hughes took over Wales, they had a friendly in Qatar for his first ever match. They were only issued to the squad. And there was a squad of, it's come up again on eBay recently. Someone's got this with a number 10, which is saying it's Rob Page, and a program from that match. He wants 1,750 quid for it. So
yeah, but he does.
yeah, he wants it. Yeah, where he gets it. I didn't know who the number 16 was until recently, and I believe it was John Oster from memory. I have to double check. I messaged the guy, as always. Messaged the guy or girl, whoever's got the shirts these days. Yeah. And I was like, "How much for the shirt?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know. I'm selling it for a friend and all this." Okay. I was like, "Can you check and then let me know I'm having it?" And he came back and he was like, "Would you do 60 quid?" And I was like, sold.
What?
I was like, give me your details. I'll send you the money now. Like, let's get it done.
Yeah.
Did all that. And then I asked the questions then. So where did you get it from? Oh, well, yeah. See, the guy at work had it. He said, he said, it's going cheap because it's got some holes in it. And I was like, oh. And you won't even be able to see them. Like, by here, there's like a couple of, like, series of little dots, which you won't be able to see. They're tiny. But like he said, they had it in card, and it was stapled to the card to put it in a frame. And he said, they just basically go in. So he's just like sell it, get some money for it. But yeah, 60 quid, one match, first managers, squad signs.
Did you nearly fall off your chair when you saw £60? Did you think they'd missed the note? Was you expecting like a message to come through? No, sorry, mate, that's 600. What was your reaction to that? Like
getting the money now.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Because like the other one, like when people are like, oh, someone's bid now. Some people are like, oh, I'm not doing it. Some people are like, well, yeah, I've said a deal. That's my, get it dealt with. Yeah. So when he said it, I was like, yep, I'll get you the money now. Let's just get it sorted. Absolutely. And then just send me a tracking number. That's it. Once I get the tracking number, I can follow it through. But after that, like, it's the same as everyone though. Like, you get this shirt, whatever. Like, even with the Messi one, I was like, I know it's coming. It's Adidas. They're gonna send it, but like until it arrives, and then when it arrives, everyone's like, right, send it to my mates. Look what I got now. Like, look at this. So yeah, one of, I say, maximum one of 20 in the world, and I know one's on eBay. I know a guy called Shaky on Twitter. He's got one, but they ain't around very much. So
absolutely not. Wait, what a find! What a purchase!
Exactly. Yeah, that's why it's in the.
I mean,
in the top 5.
four amazing shirts, and you think about United, the green and gold, Newton Heath, and then that one is another amazing story. Never mind just an amazing shirt and how you've managed to come by it. It's amazing, match worn, signed by the squad. I'm excited to see number one, mate. It must take some beating.
Number one is the front is not a joke.
Okay.
Wales 2016 home.
Yeah.
Not the greatest design, but possibly the greatest tournament. Fully printed up with the tournament.
Nice.
So was getting it no matter what. Greatest month in France ever. Well, apart from the England match, but we still got the semi, so it's all good. 2016, what were we? June. Say month in France, going down to Bordeaux, up to Paris, back to Wales, back to Paris. Like many hours on a coach. Not the greatest, but 2:00 in an Irish bar with my mates, singing songs, not diving in the bay at all. But there were some good times had by all.
I can imagine.
So the shirt for the tournament and the shit that went down makes it a great shirt alone. And then unfortunately, July 2016, after all the buzz, my grandmother passed away. So we had a high, we had a low.
Yeah.
So what I decided to do was, so as you saw earlier, my name is Ross Kenny.
Yeah.
It's not Fothergill.
Yeah.
So Fothergill was my grandparents' surname.
Okay.
93 years old was when my grandmother went.
Yeah.
And 69 is when my grandfather went.
Mate.
So every match now Wales play, when I go down, there's even a picture of me when we qualified for the World Cup, giving it the Messi out to the players. Goes to every game. But that's why I say it's not a joke. People have said it. I'll shake their hands. They don't know. I'm not sensitive. But yeah, it's a tribute to the grandparents, which why it makes it the best one.
Mate, absolutely perfect. I mean, what a way to do it. I mean, I feel bad now till when I saw the 69 straight away.
Yeah, no worries.
The first thing you think of. But mate, what a shirt. And a lovely touch and tribute to your grandparents. On I'm guessing, one thing I love about the Welsh fans is the absolute love and adulation they have for the national team. So to do it on that shirt, it meant so much in that tournament. Perfect reason for it to be number one in your list, then I'm guessing.
Yeah, I say it's not the best shirt, but it's my best shirt. So,
and that's all that matters, mate. Man, like I say, the good thing about shirt collecting is no one is ever going to have the same opinion on everything, and it doesn't matter why you love a shirt or if it's not widely known. It's the number one shirt for you. That's all that really ever matters. So, yeah, mate, I'm so happy you spent this time and shown us these, mate, 5 amazing shirts on what could have been, like you said, 8 or 9, 10, 50 episodes. Thank you so much, mate.
No worries.
So if we had to, you've got to get rid of 4 of them and keep one. Which one is it that you would be left stranded? It would be your Wilson, so to speak. You could talk to it and.
Which would be the one? Oh dear, that is a tough one. Sadly, the Sheffield Wednesday and the QPR go. Possibly the Lotto one, and I'm like, do I go between this one because it is my favourite, or this one? And I guess if I'm on my own and I'm going to be talking to it, surprisingly, I think we'll have to go for the tribute.
Perfect choice, mate. Absolutely perfect. Again, thank you so much.
No problem.
For spending this time with us. It's been an education. It's been wonderful for you to find out a bit more about your shirts. So there we go then. Another episode of Desert Island Kits in the Bag. Thank you to Ross. And thank you to you for watching. If you enjoyed what you've seen and it is your first time talking kit, be sure to smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. I want to get bigger. I need you to subscribe. I need you to become a kit head and get involved in the community, most definitely. Thank you very much. We'll see you on the next one. And as always, just make sure that you keep talking kit.